Oh, that one's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Got it. Good.
Good morning and welcome. It's the early morning Sunday show, and this is looking a little late. I'm back in Michigan, wrapping up, I guess, kind of getting ready to get the house actually put on the market. Now you can see there's not a whole lot left here. I have my 2 boxes of the good stuff that I'm bringing in the car, but yeah, that's it. Just here for about 4 days. Helping Patty get most of it packed up and getting us ready to move. Our move is actually going to be April 16th, 17th is when they'll pick it up. It takes about 10 days to get there. I guess they load it into kind of stole a wagon. And, it's like the old days. You put it into one of those huge wagons and then they bring it out there on a wagon train because it takes 10 days, which I think that's how long it took the pioneers to get there. So I got a new mug here someone sent me. I'm a retired operator, and you're not. Well, I kind of guess I'm really not retired since I'm working for my son. But, yeah, so I think at the end of this week on Friday, our house will officially be on the market. So, we're getting some last minute stuff done and getting ready to go. Just about there. After they pick up, then Patty and I will drive out to Denver and wait for our stuff to come and get into our new rental place for at least a year or two. And get the records back going. So, hey, I got great stuff today. Stick around, listen to that. And I have had new things coming into Denver. I just haven't shown them yet, as I can't spin them, but I've been listening to them on Spotify or YouTube, actually. So, welcome. Let's play some music now. It's time to talk about the records. Got some good ones here. Honest, they're really good this time. I know I say that every week, and then when we're done, you go, well, those really weren't that great. But this time they are. So, I've just been leading up to this, keeping you excited. And we're going to start off with a Teenage Dreams. Gesundheit. Salud. The Warning is the name of this group. The Warning. And they're from Mexico. Formed in 2013. It's 3 sisters, Daniela, Paulina, and Alejandra. Villarreal, something like that, Velez, okay? They started very young. In fact, when the youngest of the sisters, at age 7, she said, I'm going to play the bass. Now, think of that, 7-year-old and a bass. Kind of big, right? Well, she says she won't play bass. With the other 2 sisters, one was already playing guitars, one was already playing drums. The 7-year-old goes, I'm going to play bass. And they formed a rock band. Now, did they really know how to play? No. But thanks to modern technology, they learned to play through playing the game Rock Band. See? Educational. Video games are educational and they help you move along and learn about things. And that's what happened. So she learned to play, all of them learned to play through Rock Band. And when they were ages, 2014, and they were between ages between 9 and 14, that's how old, 9 and 14, they did a YouTube video of playing Enter Sandman. And it went viral. You can find it out there, The Warning. Enter Sandman, and it just boom, and it took them to a whole new world, shall we say. Well, since then they have done 3 albums, and this is the 3rd one, and this came out in 2012. And there they are, the 3 sisters now, a little bit older but still quite young, and the name of the album is called Air. And for those that like to rock, this is the album for you. And we got on here, let's see, hold on. There's there's something extra. The vinyl is a kind of a milky type vinyl. And then we have a on one side you have all the lyrics, and then we have, there we go, it's huge. Lyrics. That's a poster. You know how often now you can, there's a free poster inside, and you know the size of this. You know, that's the deal. That's your poster. No, that's a real poster. Good to see. And that is it. So, the warning. The warning. The warning is the group. Error is the name of the album. Again, 2022. It's heavy, it's hard, but very catchy rock. It just grabs you, your attention. And it is just packed with energy, filled with it in here. You know, you have songs like Z, and yeah, Z, that's on the third. This is a 2-album set. It just has this brilliant bass line and frantic vocals that are going on. You have Evolve that really has a very much metal, but also it's so explosive, and it's fast, and it just comes at you and grabs you by the neck and strangles you. Their messaging, actually, they're very good songwriters, and they try to make deep, profound type messages. Okay, they're trying to say something, and they do it backed up with screaming guitars. It's very good. You know, it's not my normal. This is very hard rock. For those of you that enjoy hard rock, that's what you want. You probably know about this. If you want to try something, this is really neat. What caught me is I was watching a YouTube video, and you know, came on is, you know, these 3 girls from Mexico. I go, well, that's interesting. And then they started going, and it was very good. You know, I enjoyed it. So yeah, the warning, Error.
You have to look away from the face of your voices and embrace the mistake. Welcome yourself into the new modern crisis. Disciple in the making. The system, kill the man, take the power from the hands of
Next we have, so this is interesting. Akira Ishikawa. My Japanese is probably as good as my French. It isn't. It's not existent. But he is a Japanese jazz drummer and band leader. He was born in 1934 and died in 2002. In the 1970s, he formed this band called Count Buffalo. And this is one of the albums, Count Buffalo. And it is Dawn of African Rock. This is experimental Japanese psych jazz rock. That would probably be a good way of calling it. It is very percussive. Of course, remember, the guy in charge, you know, Akira, he is a jazz drummer. So this deals with a lot of African rhythms in here. And so the name of the album is Uganda. And again, you know, the dawn of African drumming, of African rock. And it came out in 1972. Now, original of this, when you look on Discogs, 31 people have it, 643 want it, and it goes for, this is the medium price, actually there's only one price on there, $2,656. $2,656. I did not pay as much. I bought this because it's a brand new reissue, so it's very inexpensive. This is a fusion of progressive and psych rock with blues and jazz in there. And, I mean, it's filled with African percussion and lots of distorted guitar. It is all over the place. This is a trippy freak out, man. It is. It's a Japanese. It is weird. It's pretty cool. You know, it just starts, you know, this drumming, again, it's very percussive. And so you have the drumming, but also, you know, other percussive instruments kind of giving this African beat. But the guitars, man, they just go, I mean, they're all over the place. I mean, just trippy as all get out, just distorted, just very psyche. It's really neat. This reissue just came out this year, and it says a super rare experimental Japanese psych jazz rock percussive masterpiece. And it is different. So here we have it. Akira Ishikawa, and Uganda, the dawn of African rock. Want something different, listen to the sample. It's pretty cool. Different. Oh boy. Okay, I have some jazz. I have another drummer. We're just drumming today, man. Okay, here we got from the Blue Note series, from Third Man Record, the 313 series, Elvin Jones Genesis. Now, when I did my Third Man tour, they were nice enough to give me a variety of albums. I did not expect that. Let's get you some. Maybe one album. No, it was a number of albums and some other stuff. It was wow. It was just wow. But here we go. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful looking? Sounds great. Elvin Jones, born in Pontiac, Michigan. This is why they're doing it. The Third Man is doing the Blue Note that has some kind of Michigan connection. I mean, that's just so outstanding. I love them doing that. And Elvin Jones, born 27, died in 2004. His brother was Hank Jones, who was a jazz pianist. His older brother was Thad Jones, who was a jazz trumpet. So obviously jazz was big in the family. This was a big part of growing up. In 1960 to 65, he played with John Coltrane, and all those famous 60s Coltrane recordings. He was the drummer. Elvin Jones was the drummer. He in between, the late 60s, early 70s, that's when he played with Blue Note and put out a variety of albums, and this is one of them, Genesis. This came out in 1971. It's a 3-horn quintet. There is no piano, drum, bass, 3 horns, and all 3 horns are saxes. Though one does pick up a clarinet and a flute, so you do have some of that to kind of give it kind of a quiet sound. It has 5 originals on here. One of them goes on for a very long time. And what makes this interesting is it has these very long, heated solos, and it goes somewhere between, should we say, hard bop and avant-garde. I mean, they start to really go out there and really get going, but it isn't that much avant-garde that makes me want to throw up. Okay, my lunch stayed down when I listened to it, and I was able to handle it. So it can't be too bad. There was the song For All the Other Times. That was really great because there's just this fantastic drumming and bass going on. Very soulful, really nice. There is some reverb in here at times that give it kind of, on the saxophones, that give it kind of a spacey sound. Spacey sound. Yeah, great. Yeah, this is good. When I had normally bought this, I probably would not have. I would not have bought it. It's just, you can only have so many records. Well, not to some people. No, there is no such thing as you can only have so many records. What the hell are you talking about? In my collection, you can only have so many. But I'm glad I got this. It was very nice from Third Man, and it was very good. Enjoyable. how about, let's do another, this is not a jazz drummer though, this is the Wombats. Many years ago, for a record store day, I bought a Wombats. They had a release on Record Store Day, and I bought that. It's actually quite valuable. Too bad I don't have the cover anymore, huh? But I saved the vinyl. So I thought, oh, a Wombat album. I don't know anything really about the Wombats, so I bought this. And they're from Liverpool, and they formed in '03, and it was a trio that met in college. So they got together, and they said, hey, man, let's make some music. And look at that. Wow. Wow. Day glow pink on there, baby. And what do we have in here? We have, oh, okay. Got this. Very nice. Okay, lyrics, handwritten. That means I probably can't read it. We have, here's their first single. These are the posters we're talking about. Okay, hey, that's a poster. Let's Dance to Joy Division. This is funnier than that. And then we got the Wombats moving to New York. So this is a reissue. I think it came out last year because I'm really slow on showing stuff. Yeah, it was last year. Okay. Yeah. So the Wombats, again, they had that single, Let's Dance to Joy Division, which is just pop fun. You know, this is a group where they have pretty funny lyrics, you know, there's humor to them. It isn't like they're, you know, like Dead Milkman type humor, but, you know, they're making things interesting. You know, for instance, there's a song, it's called Patricia the Stripper, and it's about unrequited love for this stripper, and it's just infused with humor. And one of the lines is, at the very end, the stripper does not like the singer, does not like him or whatever, and he's just professing his love. And at the very end, he goes, well, at least she doesn't hate me. So he takes solace in that, and that's great. You've got Breakfast at the Disco. I mean, oh, no, not Breakfast, gee whiz. Backfire at the Disco. Backfire at the Disco. Again, it is fun. It's kind of filled with non-stop frantic energy, okay? This is indie rock coming out of the UK in the early odds. And it just, you know, they have great background vocals. Their backing vocals, really, really good. Great harmonies going on. This is not an essential album. It's just a fun album. And it was the very first album put out by the Wombats, which proudly presents a guide to loss, love, and desperation. Sometimes I should really tell you what it is. And it originally came out in 2007. So the very first Wombat album. Very nice stuff indeed. All's good.
It's the same, but I worked something out last night that changed this little boy's brain. A small piece of advice that took 22 years in the making. I will break it for you now. Please learn from my mistakes. Please learn from my mistakes. Let's dance to Joy Division and celebrate the irony. Everything is going wrong, but we're so happy. Let's dance to Joy Division and raise our glass to the ceiling.
I was reading my book on garage rock and came across this group. I mean, there's so many great groups, but I thought, I'll try this, The Prisoners. And I wanted to get their first album. It's only, you can't find it in the UK, it costs way too much, but they had a compilation. And this was the compilation of The Prisoners, Revenge of the Prisoners, yes. They're formed in Kent from 80 to 86. Wow, there's another, we got Mexico, we got England, we got Detroit, we got Japan. It is like you're traveling the world of music with me, isn't it? Oh. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Don't forget to fasten your seatbelts and keep your feet out of the aisles. Okay, so garage rock, underground, psychedelic. They're part of that resurgence in the early '80s. There was especially in the London underground, there was this garage rock psychedelic revival going on. Paisley Underground, kind of the U.S., they had their own stuff going on, and I love that music. This is catchy, retro flavor type melodies. They have these punchy guitar riffs happening, but also this Vox Continental organ. Now, the Prisoners did 4 LPs. This takes songs from all 4 of them. The stuff, the early stuff is, to me, by far the best. There is some things, there's a few songs on here, for instance, like Revenge of the Cyberman Part 2. That's kind of a head scratcher, and you go, I don't know. Yeah, wasn't that great. So there's a few of them that I didn't think were really good, but for the most part, this is a fun album. Revenge of the Prisoners, and the comp came out in 1984, and they had no hits. I mean, they just couldn't get any traction. They couldn't get going anywhere, so nothing was really working for them. It's even an original shrink, isn't that neat? But it is filled with fuzzy guitars, trippy organ, just fun music. It is. It kind of, at times, it has that Birds type jangle at times, soulful vocals, and real pop sensibility. Just no one cared. That's the problem. No one cared. So, yeah, great comp. The Prisoners, for those of you that like that garage rock in that 80s, this is really good. How about a classic? Once in a while, we should show a classic. We'll stay in England for this one. Am I an Anglophile? That's like 3 from England, English musicians. Maybe I am. I didn't know that. I should probably show some Beatles, except they're packed up. No, there aren't. I still got a Beatles cube left. Okay, Brian Eno, Before and After Science. Actually, almost everything, as you can see, is getting packed up. Well, you're seeing this, I'm in Colorado, but yeah, I'm just about done. And the amount of records I have to show are really coming down. So, and I was talking, and right now I'm filming this. It's February, it's February 24th right now. Last night I was talking with my my son and his wife in Denver, and she goes, "Yeah, you got a package. I think it's your first record." They're flowing down to Denver already. Yeah, baby. Okay. All right, but we got Brian Eno, Before and After Science. This came out in 1977. So this one really is Eno doing that method of his deconstruction method, where he took a bunch of tracks and, he stacked them on top of each other. He assembled them into like layers and then began to subtract them after that, and began to make them sound totally different, just messing up with stuff. When it came to vocals, it wasn't about the words as more as the sounds that the words were making. So, I mean, they get they don't always make sense, but it's Brian Eno, so what the hell? What do you expect? He wants making sense. Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. But it made some very interesting sounding music, and this is a nice original. Yeah, it starts off with 2 upbeat tracks. You're thinking, oh, wow, this thing's really going. Listen to him, he's rocking out, and they're kind of, they're going along, they're blasting through. And then it really kind of slows down. And especially the second side, it is definitely a lot more atmospheric. It is more pastoral, more mysterious, quite honestly. It's such a change of pace from the first 2 songs. There is, kind of a couple weirder ones. Kings lead that, Kurt's rejoinder. They're kind of, he's doing different things. They really didn't work for me, but overall, really good. This is one of those that you would say an essential Brian Eno album. Some of those early, those mid 70s albums were big for him, and this is one of him. So, and you think this counts 77? Okay, now he's hooked up Talking Heads. A lot of people are getting him. David Byrne. He's with, not David Byrne. David Bowie. Well, that's a David too. He was really into Davids, I guess. So Brian liked Davids. Okay. not in a sexual way, musically. Final one. This is Mark Langdon and Duke Gerard. Something like Duke Gerard. There's just no information on this sucker, and it's upside down. I mean, I'm showing that. This is the back. This is the back. I'm showing that. This is the front. You can see we're not really good at showing anything, and it's Duke Garwood. It is so bad they don't even give you the title. The title of the album. Why are you doing that, huh? But there's the title, With Animals. With Animals is what it's called, and it's on the label. Okay, so With Animals, what we got here? Again, Mark Langdon, known from the Screaming Trees, most famously. He passed away, recently. But he's also, he played with Queens of the Stone Age. My favorite stuff is what he did with Isabel Campbell. I thought that was just beautiful music that they did together. I don't even know if this could be this way or this way. Who knows? I mean, this shows you what kind of music. Duke Garwood, I'll get it right eventually, is an English multi-instrumentalist, and he's put out some different albums, but I can't tell you much about him. So With Animals, this came out in 2018. It's acoustic, blues rock, lo-fi, it will all go in there. This is dark. I mean, this is what it's like. This is dark like this. It's like a bad dream happening. It's the second album that they did together. It is very sparse arrangements are happening. It is there's this distinctive, you have Langdon's distinctive baritone, that low baritone, kind of gravelly that's in there. And the songs, they're about love and loss and loneliness. And man, you feel it. It's the 3 L's, the important 3 L's of life: love, loss, and loneliness, for those that like to be depressed. Yeah, maybe like for emo people and stuff. But yeah, this has gotten better with listens. When I first got it, the Mark Langdon, I'm listening, I go, wow, God, this is like a bummer album, that. But it takes these extra listens as you're listening and digging into it more, and you start, okay, I get what's going on here. I can feel it, and especially it's dark, very dark. So. That's what we got this week. All right, look at next week. Let's just line up the cubes now. So thanks again, as always, for dropping by for that early morning Sunday show with Kat. And we'll see you next week. Bye.